Hey guys, Silverpaw Reads here, doing another chapter of Sonilife, Book 1. This time we're on to Chapter 1, Another Day. It's Chapter 1 in the story, but really, if you're going through a fanfiction, it's actually Chapter 2. So let's go. Tails' point of view. I wake up and see Sonic standing in the hallway naked, telling himself off like he just got out of the shower. I quickly closed my eyes because I didn't want him to notice that I was awake. I just hoped that I didn't blush, as that would give me away. I hear and smell Sonic move into the room and hear him open the drawer that contains his uniforms. He then leaves the room. I guess to get dressed in the bathroom. Truth be told, I feel like something's going on with me. Like, just by him being near me, I'm in heaven, and from the smells coming off him, I would say he does too. Does that mean we're, like, gay? Maybe? I have to admit, I've always found girls icky. That is, I don't see why my friends gotta go gaga over a girl's chest or how she looks. In high school, instead of daydreaming about any of the women who wanted to date me, I'd think about Sonic. How he looked shirtless, how he'd look completely nude, and some other stuff that I won't repeat, so I can pretty much say that I know that I'm gay. But Sonic, he's slept with several girls. The only reason I know this is because I could always smell their body fluids on him, but still, he produces a scent when he's with me alone that he never does around Amy or the other women. You know, I think that I'll confront him about it after he gets home from work. After a few minutes, I try to get up from bed and fall right out of it. I can't move my legs or arms since they're so tightly wrapped up. Sonic, help! I'm too tangled to get free! I yell, hoping he's still in the house. He must have been because he was in the room before I could blink. How the hell do you get this tangled up? He says as he started unwinding me. I don't know, I say, and then feel one of my tails get free and pop his face. Sorry, Sonic, I say as quickly as possible. It's okay, you don't hurt me that much, he says. The spot where my tail hit him was still visible. After a moment, he manages to get me unwrapped. I looked down to see something kind of embarrassing. I had slept naked and had morning wood. Not just normal morning wood either. It was made even worse by Sonic's presence. Judging from his face and scent, he was confused about something. He gets up quickly and exits the room. By the time I stand up, I hear the front door open and close. After a minute, I decide to take a shower to help with the issue that was still bothering me. Meanwhile, Sonic's already at its job. Moving on to Sonic's point of view. Sonic, I have an order for 300 pizzas to be delivered to Dr. Kindoporter's Eggman Empire. Please be quick about it. My boss, a rather large white tiger, says as I clock in. Geez, it's like Dr. Kintabar knows just how to irritate me. I managed to get all the pizzas to Eggman Empire store before 30 minutes have passed, but just barely. Phew, what a day already. Can't imagine how the pizza makers reacted when they heard the order. Instead of running back to the job site, I jog back. Mind you, though, I jog at about 40 miles an hour. My thoughts travel back to earlier this morning when I just freed Tails from his predicament and was greeted by his naked body. It's a sight that I both love and hate. That is, I love the sight but hate the fact that I love or even like it. I mean, there's no way I could be gay. I mean, I have a girlfriend that I sleep with on a regular basis. I swear, I think that he does that on purpose, since that was the third time this week that has happened. If it keeps up, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to discuss it with him as soon as I get home. I push the thought away from my mind as I reach my job. The day goes on like this until it's time for me to get off. Back at the house, Tails is working on his new plane, the Yellow Fox. Over to Tails' point of view. It seems that I have finally got it working right. Switching from the Chaos Emerald power to Chaos Drive power was harder than it looked on paper. I take the plane out for a test flight and it works perfectly. I then try the car mode that I had installed when I first got the plane. It works fine, but for some reason you have to press the start button to get it cranked up, even if the plane mode has been turned on. I'll work that bug out later. Right now I better clean up and get ready to greet Sonic at the door. I take a quick shower, and then the panic sets in. I was going to tell him, but I keep thinking, well, what if type questions. After debating it with myself, I decided to just leave a recording on the screen in Sonic's plane. Realizing that he wouldn't know how to operate it, I leave a handwritten note describing how to turn the video on. Once I finish, I pack some changes of clothes. I'm not sure what will happen, but it's best to be prepared. I also pack my special toys, and some toothpaste and mouthwash. I take the suitcase to the Yellow Fox. As for any food, I have a built-in fridge in my new plane, and it's fully stocked. I hate taking these measures, but I always prepare when I'm about to do something of which I'm not so sure what the outcome will be. I go inside and sit on the couch and await his return. After a few minutes, fear gets the best of me, and I get in the plane. By the time I calm down, I'm already up in the air. I land the plane just outside of the town and crack open a beer that I found under my seat. Over to Sonic's point of view. After I finish my last delivery that I had for the day, I return home. After a moment, I open the door, very surprised that Tails didn't greet me at the door like he usually does. First, I check the bedroom. He's not anywhere in there. I see that bathroom door shut, so I knock on it. Tails, you in there? I say, fear beginning to grow inside of me. After a moment passes without an answer, I open the door to find the bathroom empty. Realizing that he might be in his workshop, I head over to it. I notice there's a new plane is gone. I hear some strange noise coming from one of the other planes. I follow the sound of the plane that Tails said he was building for me. It has a glowing button, and I look around for something to give me an indication of what's going on. After a moment of fruitless searching, I press the button. Instantly, a video with crying Tails popped up. I listen intently, wondering why he's crying. Sonic, if you're listening to this video, then please watch carefully. I'm safe. I just left for a little bit. The reason I left is I have a secret, and much as I've wanted to tell you in person, I couldn't bring myself to stay there, Sonic. That secret is, well, I'm gay. You heard me right. Yeah. If you still want to be friends, follow the instructions on the note on the table to call me back. If I don't answer immediately, don't worry. I'm just outside of town. I feel strange saying this now after coming out to you and all, but I love you. Tails said before the screen goes blank. Whoa. I mean, I figured that out already, that he was like that, but why did he think we couldn't be friends? I rushed to the living room and look over the instructions. After I return to the plane, I press the buttons to make the call. It makes a ringing sound and shows a ringing phone, but nobody answers. I look over the instructions while it's ringing to see if there's a way to get his plane's location. I find it real quick and press the button. A map of the town pops up, a picture of his face right on the edge of the station square. I run as fast as I can at the door to door to where his plane should be. After a few moments, I arrive at his plane to find beer cans scattered everywhere. Great, he found where I stashed my beer. I climbed onto the wing to find Tails passed out in the cockpit. I try to shake him awake, but all I get for my effort is a fart, a belch, and Tails scratching his junk. Just great. I quickly clean up the mess as I climb back into the plane. I notice there's a button on the dash labeled Car Mode. I press the button, and instantly the plane turns into a fucking car. A new seat appears beside Tails. I shift Tails over to the passenger side, and I sit down in the driver's seat and hit a button that says Start. And the vehicle starts. I try the pedals that normally work, the tail, and one of them revs the engine. After a few minutes of testing it to see if it's able to be driven like a car, I take Tails back to our home. Once there, I stick him into his bed, and for some strange reason, I feel the urge to kiss him on the lips. I don't, but I do lean over him for a few minutes, before his snoring indicates that he's moved into more normal sleep. I decide to catch him sleep on the couch, and then I'll be back to check on him. He shouldn't worry so much. I would accept him no matter how he is. He's my brother, after all. Sometime later in the bedroom. Over to Tails' point of view. I wake up with a terrible headache, so I decide to try to find some aspirin. I open my eyes to get an idea of where I am, and I'm shocked by what I see. It seems that I'm back in the bedroom with Sonic leaning over me. Awake at last? He says in a tone that just shows that he'd been crying. Whoops, I voice acted that wrong. Sonic, you're not disgusted with me? I say as I try to set up. Bad idea, my headache instantly gets worse. Nah, not at all. I always knew that you were. Not entirely sure how I knew, but I did. However, I was sad because you had me worried. Now I'm just relieved. Promise me that you'll never do that again, he says as he sits down beside me. The running away or the drinking until I pass out, I say, wanting to cheer him up. Both, he says, chuckling a little. I promise, I say as I try to sit up. My head starts spinning, but I manage to sit up all the way. Good. Now just rest. You must have a killer hangover. I'll be right back with some food, he says as he stands up and exits the room. I flop back down into the bed, unable to take the building nausea. True to his word, he returns with a plate full of chili dogs. Are you sure that I should eat chili dogs when I'm hungover? I say as I get out from under my sheet. No, they never did me any harm, he says. He shoves a whole one into his mouth. I find myself thinking if he could take as much as mine as... If he could take as much of mine as he did that hot dog. No, I shouldn't think about stuff like that with Sonic. He's got Amy. Still, I find my thoughts headed that direction as we eat. I hear the phone ring several times. Sonic, I think the phone's ringing, I say after eating the one chili dog I could stomach. He jumps up and rushes into the living room. I can't make out what he discusses with whoever's on the phone, but he sounds impressed. After a few minutes, he comes back into the room. Tails, since you're my oldest friend, I need your advice. I've just been offered a job that will allow us to live just about anywhere we wish, but the job can be kind of dangerous. Should we take it? He says as he sits down. You actually want my advice for this? I say, taken by surprise. Yeah, I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked, he says as he lays across the foot of the bed. Okay, well, I say give it a go. I don't see any harm in it, but you need to ask Amy's opinion first, considering that she's your girlfriend and all. I say, laying back down to relieve my headache. No need, I already accepted the job. If Amy loves me, then she'll be okay with it, he says, looking over at me. Sure, she will, I say as I close my eyes and try to rest. As long as he's safe and happy, so am I. Meanwhile, Sonic's on his way to the kitchen. Since it looks like Tails is going to try to rest, I'm on my way to the kitchen to see what kind of drinks I have left. Okay, we switched over to Sonic's POV, but it didn't say so. All I have left is some blueberry white tea and some foo-foo berry soda, whatever the fuck that is. I grab the tea and sit on the couch while I ponder the phone call. It was strange. The offer that I got was from, Mayor Kawaii. I mean, who calls up a pizza boy and asks him to work for the police? Granted, I do have a rather unusual gift, but is that enough? Regardless, I start my training tomorrow, so I won't be relying on my speed alone. Oh boy, these next few years are gonna be rough. Thank you guys for listening, and again, if you want to request stories, leave them in the comments below. They don't have to be Sonic, but I would like them to keep them in the realm of video games, since that is what I'm very much into. If you have any good Kingdom Hearts fan fictions, I'm definitely looking into those. I've just been playing the first Kingdom Hearts game. I'm pretty much almost done with it. I've just got like maybe 9 more hours left. That seems like a lot, but it's not much in RPG time. So yeah, looking for Kingdom Hearts fan fiction that are good. So if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed. Again, see you guys later.